Hi, this is Amy Falken, California, the night before Thanksgiving with Christopher Power on the day of Thanksgiving, which is not Thanksgiving, in Bangsaray, Thailand. Hi, Christopher.
Hi, happy Thanksgiving, Amy.
Or yeah, yeah, time. Who says we don't time travel, right? So we're having conversations around the world, and the thing that we're talking about right now, we started in with the maps of the new paradigm, and one of the things that you talked about, Christopher, which was the idea of showing up fully, which everybody keeps talking about. Everybody and their uncle is freaking talking about showing up fully, and it drives me just batshit crazy because what the heck does that actually mean? I'm a practical girl. Tell me where to put my feet first on the map. Because saying, I show up early is like, can you possibly be any more vague? So, what's it all about? Showing up fully. How do we put our, where do I put my, where do I put my feet first?
Okay, great comment. Look, showing up as your real self, particularly in the West and especially America, tends to often, not always, but turn into some form of theatrical performance and then becomes, they try and make it a business as well, a theatrical business. Look, I'm showing up right now. I can't help it because I'm right here and I'm alive. Whether I'm bringing my best to the table or not, but that the opportunity is always there. The possibility is always there. So one of the comments that has stuck with me, and I know you really relate to this as well, is the advanced work in anything is the basics done really well. So the first clue there is if you really want to get good at something, start with the basics, stay with the basics and get them to the point where you do them really well. Like Bruce Lee used to say, I'm more afraid of a man who's done one punch 10,000 times than someone who's learned 10,000 different punches, right? It's really get good at something. But then you just ask, how do I get my feet on the ground? Well, start with the fundamentals, the basics. And I'll give you one example of that. There are many areas that, in a sense, come together, and the new map, the new story we're talking about, it involves pulling together so many fundamentals about who we are as human beings that we don't have time to talk about that now. That's something that I've dedicated my life to, one, learning and then helping people implement it. And there's always more. But let's start with character. Now, character is something that we need, a strong character. And it's something that's lacking a lot, particularly in Western society these days. I've watched it disintegrate over 50 years. Now, how do you build real character? Well, in the Arthurian legend, Merlin taught Arthur to have real character from early childhood. And he taught him 12 fundamental things, and these are the basics. And if you do these really well, you become a very strong person with a very strong character that people will treat with immense respect. And those qualities Merlin taught him went in a particular order because they build one upon the other. And they start with honesty. They go to loyalty. You can't be loyal if you're not honest. That's called disloyalty, right? If you're not honest.
Yeah.
Once you're loyal, you can develop a sense of dignity. And once you've got a sense of dignity, you can build a strong foundation of virtue. Look at the virtue signaling in the world today. It's usually not honest. It's only loyal to, it's full of disloyalty and it lacks dignity. So to have real virtue, you've got to build those first three, and then you build virtue. And then you can come to the table and do what you can learn to do what comes naturally to you. That's called grace. And then on grace, you can face your truth and the truth. This is truly what I'm good at because it comes to me naturally. It gives me a strong foundation. It brings my dignity to the fore. It enables me to be loyal and honest. So honesty and truth are different, even though they often get confused. And once you're true to yourself, true in what you do, showing up as your true self, then you can start relating to people, and that takes courage. And that's what Merlin taught Arthur, to be courageous, what courage was. And once you're courageous, you can respect other people's courage and their truth, and you can create win-win situations. And that's called courtesy.
Okay.
Right? Now, that's a profoundly powerful place, which I'll go into another time. But courtesy is the next lesson. And once you're courteous, you can be brave. They used to call it gallant, speaking your heart and your mind without fear or favor. And once you're in that state, your authority emerges. And the authority is built on being brave and courteous and courageous and truthful and all the other graceful. So it's not a dominating authority. It's like in my area, I'm the authority and I have the authority to take responsibility for my own life. And if you give me authority, I will exercise it in a way that truly the next quality leads to me being of service, serving something greater than myself, serving other people, the community, your country, whatever. And just to make sure that doesn't get you carried away, or that you don't think I've now become a god or whatever, you then face the last major lesson to build real character, and that's humility. Every day is different. There's always more. No matter how much I've achieved, there's more to learn. I'm not perfect. I don't have to be perfect. There's always more, and I can always access that by being humble, even though I'm in such a powerful position within myself as an individual or within my family or community or culture. Now, those 12 qualities create real character. And making the advanced work, someone who's got a truly strong character that's magnetic, that's really attractive, that's strong, that can support people. They practice those qualities. You don't just learn them. Like with Arthur, Merlin taught him those as a child and a young adolescent. And then he made Arthur get out there and demonstrate it in the real world by bringing peace to his part of England.
Okay.
Real world experience. And then he showed Arthur how to use those 12 qualities integrated together and bring them to the table and create, a strong kingdom, but ruled by knights who truly were of service, that had people in, call it government if you want to do that, not huge government full of bureaucracy, but people who had strong character and brought all of those qualities to the table. and created a very strong, not only foundation, but core to the whole kingdom. So that's just a small example, but a very, very important one of what we need now, of doing the basics and learning those basics and putting them together really well, because then you can create a family, a relationship, a family, a culture, a community, that's truly
Mhm.
new and fresh and real and authentic and genuine. Does that make
All
sense?
right. Yeah, it does. That was a lot clearer than just show up fully as you are. Because if I have to hear that one more time, I have to go through the internet and throttle people. So you saved lives. Your clarity has saved lives. I'm just saying. LinkedIn, you're safe. Anyway, that worked for me. I appreciated that very much. And I'm gonna, that was great. Because it is getting late over here, I'm gonna say goodnight. Because I'm honestly really tired, and truthfully, I need to get to bed. But thanks so much again. And I really look forward to us digging into this more and doing more of these and finding out where we put our feet next. We've got our feet on our first step. So thank you. Have a good one.
My pleasure.
All right.